Hello, world. This is Barbie Lee. I dropped my stuff. I had to pick it up. This is Barbie Lee. This is Quality of Life Assurance, and we do it along with the best breakfast ever. And this is where we do our Shake Talk. And Shake Talk is all about things that are improving or assuring your quality of life. So we're talking about this amazing book. So sorry, I was on my iPad, and so let me get the picture because I was up. Ooh, there we go. All right. So 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. So here's the book. Ooh, that's kind of, there we go. Let's do it that way. Then it's not so much of a glare. All right, so that is the book. Wait, let me do it that way. There we go. All right, so we're doing the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. Good morning, everybody who's jumping in. Thank you. Let me turn the sound off on my phone. All right, so here's what's going on in this chapter this time. Hold on. I gotta open my Kindle. Okay, so in the chapter, Having Enough of Everything, this is a great chapter because so often we get to this place in our world where, we say, I don't have enough. So here's some of the examples that it uses in the book. Or first, let me show you the commitment. My phone isn't loading yet, so I have to use my iPad. All right, so here's the commitment. Wait, hold on. I know it sucks because of the glare today, because it happens. Oh. Don't you guys love live video? All right, Commitment 12 says, I'm not going to show it to you because it's just too much glare. It says, having enough of everything. I commit to experiencing that I have enough of everything, including time, money, love, energy, space, resources, etc. Now, isn't that where we want to live in our world, that I have enough of everything? And the below the line, or the complainers in the world, commit to scarcity mentality, choosing to see that there is not enough for me, others in the world, and I have to be conscious of making sure I get what is perceived to be mine, right? How many people do you know who are like that, right? It happens, like this is what my phone's doing, so it's just doing. I'll do my best with my iPad this morning. Good thing I have multiple forms of technology, hey? All right. So one of the pieces in the chapter is about scarcity and how we get into this I don't have enough mentality. And it says, I don't have enough time, right? Maybe, I'm a busy CEO or I run my own business, so I just don't have enough time for everything I want. Well, the truth is we all have 84,600 seconds in a day, but that's anyways. I don't have enough money, or I don't get enough from my relationship, or I don't give enough to my relationship, or maybe those little tiny, what they call momentary, yeah, that's the word, scarcity, where it's like, I want to go for a walk, but it's raining, or I want to go for a walk, but it's too hot, right? I really want to have breakfast, I want to have granola, but we don't have any. And it's like, okay, anyways, so people who live in that scarcity mentality. So it says toxic myths, and toxic myths are, she said this, so a lady by the name of Lynn Twist identified 3 toxic myths. And the first one is that there is never enough, okay? It generates a fear that drives us to make sure we are not the ones left out. Okay. The second myth is the more the better. The primary cause of this belief is that it never allows us to arrive. We're always in pursuit of something. And the final myth is that that's just the way it is. It's hopeless, helpless, unequal, unfair world, and that we can never change or escape it. And what that is, it's the most challenging myth, because the less willing that people are to question their beliefs about scarcity, the more entrenched in the culture of scarcity becomes. There's a phenomenal book out there if you really want to dive into scarcity, and it's called the Trance of Scarcity. Actually, that's what it's called, The Trance of Scarcity. I don't know who wrote it. It's on my bookshelf. So she said, scarcity only happens, or the book says, scarcity only happens with comparison. I don't have enough. Well, enough compared to who? Compared to what, right? I don't have enough money. Well, compared to who? Compared to what? What are you comparing to, right? Because in this moment, if you're alive, breathing, you have enough, right? If you're, I have a home, I have a delicious breakfast, my chocolate mint isogenic shake, I have enough. I may want more. I may want more in the sense of, hey, I want to go to Mexico or Chile or someplace really warm this year for the winter. I may want more. That doesn't mean I don't have enough right here and now. It's okay to be grateful for what is here, present, right now, and always be wanting, but not longing for more, and being excited for what more is going to happen. And these are all, just had chocolate mint too. These are all practices that we do in life that gets us to where we want to be. Okay, but that's a whole other conversation. Okay, so as she says, the more is better myth extends far beyond money. It's also better to have more than less time. It's better to have more resources and a bigger house and a healthier family. Even as a country, we value how many natural resources we have and assert that more is better. So it's constantly, right? So I like Jess. She says, that's true. I want more, but I do have enough. So it says, we found that whenever people experience life from the perspective of not enough, what immediately follows is competition, right? And then we start fighting for what is ours. And you know what? Right now in Canada, we're going through a political, we're getting ready for an election next month. And please vote. Please educate yourself and vote. That's my political statement. So how much scarcity is showing up in political platforms? Like, it's crazy. They didn't do this. He doesn't know this. He spent too much money here. There's not enough here. It's just constant scarcity. And it feeds into the cultural scarcity and the beliefs. Could you imagine? Oh my God, I just totally thought of this. Okay, hold on. This is a great thought. What if there was a platform for a political party that only talked about abundance, that only talked about, we have more than enough resources. Everybody in Canada, my country, everybody in Canada has more than enough. We will make sure this and that. Like, what if their platform was on abundance and not comparison and scarcity or attack of somebody else? First of all, I think people would go crazy. Like, oh my God, these people are crazy. But after a while, they'd go, hey, maybe there's something to what they're saying. Maybe I'll run for PM. What do I have to do to be prime minister of my country? Interesting. That's a whole other conversation. So it talks about, so remember, the belief is, I commit to living from the belief that I have enough of everything, including time, money, love, energy, and resources. Sufficiency, right? Having sufficient amount is an experience, a context we generate, a declaration, a knowing that there is enough and we are enough. Now remember, it's a belief, right? Believing that we have enough. Because I know people who make a boatload of money and constantly say, oh, I don't have enough, money to buy everything I want, or typically if they're working too hard and they have a lot of money now, they don't have enough time for their family and stuff like that. So it's interesting if we just came from a perspective of, I am and have enough of everything, and then worked from that perspective, right? So it says perspective matters. Rather than getting sucked into comparing your perspective with others, consider that your own perspective matters. For example, we often hear people comment that they don't have enough time. That's a great place to see how your perspective matters. Think of a time when you were exercising and every second seemed to last for hours. But in contrast, a conversation with a close friend, time flies by. I did the workshop, Don't Die Dumb, on the weekend. And this lady said, I'm going to be honest, like, when I saw your workshop was going to be almost 3 hours, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like, I need to go and do this because I'm going to kill myself, kind of thing. And she goes, but it just flew by. Like, it was so interactive. It was so good. So it was a perspective, right? She almost didn't think she had enough time to spend 3 hours, and she thought it would be boring, but it just flew by. So please understand, it's always a perspective. So its last point says, Hendricks, that one of the authors, or Gay Hendricks of the Sedona method, differentiates between the linear constant Newtonian time and the elastic Einstein time, which expands to allow extra creative output, experience, and connection in the same amount of minutes. That's a phenomenal. You need to do some work on looking up Newtonian time and Einstein time. All right, next one, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about the experience of enough. And in the meantime, to assure your quality of life, eat well, find a source of secondary income. I use network marketing, and have an amazing and juicy, delicious life. If you want more information, reach out to me. Go to qualityoflifeassurance.com, and let's see where this takes us. Have a beautiful day, everybody.